Welcome to Motivational Humanity. You are not alone.
You know, there are moments in life when the world stops making sense. When you wake up one morning and the life you thought you were living is gone. Maybe it's the end of a marriage. Maybe it's a diagnosis. Maybe it's that phone call that changes everything. And suddenly, you're standing in the middle of the ruins, holding the pieces of what used to be your story. We all get broken. Not once, not twice, but again and again, in ways we don't always see coming. And I want to talk about that today. What happens when life breaks you, and how somehow it can become the birthplace of your courage. You know, when life breaks you, the first thing we all want to do is fix it. We want to patch the holes, sweep up the pieces, make it look like nothing ever shattered, because broken things make us uncomfortable. They remind us that we're not in control. But what I've learned, often the hardest way, is that healing doesn't start with fixing. It starts with feeling. When everything fell apart in my own life years ago, I remember one night vividly. I was sitting on my kitchen floor, back against the refrigerator, surrounded by the quiet hum of the world moving on without me. My kids were asleep, the dishes were still in the sink, and there I was, completely undone. I tried to pray, I tried to journal, I tried to breathe, but nothing worked. I felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. And in that moment, I realized something. I wasn't supposed to fix this pain yet. I was supposed to face it. Most of us are taught that strength means keeping it together. That if you're strong, you don't fall apart, you don't cry, you don't let anyone see the cracks. But let me tell you the truth. Sitting in your pain without trying to tidy it up is one of the most courageous things you will ever do. When you allow yourself to feel the loss, to sit in the silence, to let the tears fall without trying to stop them, you are choosing truth over appearance. You are saying, "This hurts and I'm not going to pretend it doesn't." That's not weakness. That's wisdom. There's something sacred about the moment when you stop running from your heartbreak and you finally say, "Okay, I'll sit here. I'll listen." Because in that stillness, something inside you starts to whisper, maybe the smallest whisper at first, but it says, "You're still here." You see, pain wants to be witnessed. It doesn't need to be fixed, it needs to be honored. It's like a child crying for your attention, not to punish you, but to be held. So if your life feels shattered right now, if you're sitting in the middle of the wreckage of something you thought would never break, don't rush to glue it back together. Take a breath. Sit in the middle of your story. Let yourself feel everything that rises, the grief, the anger, the fear, the confusion, because that's where the healing begins. Healing doesn't come from pretending the storm didn't happen. It comes from standing in the rain and realizing that you can survive it. That moment on the kitchen floor didn't fix my life, but it did something far more powerful. It made me real again. It reminded me that being human isn't about being perfect. It's about being present, especially when everything inside you wants to run away. So when life breaks you, don't rush, don't run, sit, listen, feel. That's not giving up, that's beginning again. I used to believe that pain was a sign that I'd failed somewhere. That if I was hurting, it must mean I'd made a wrong decision, missed a cue from God, or somehow disappointed the universe. And maybe you felt that too. That quiet shame that whispers, "You did something to deserve this." But over the years, I've come to understand something. Changing pain is not a punishment. It's an invitation. It's life's way of knocking on the door of your heart and saying, "Hey, there's something here you've been avoiding. Something you need to see. Something that can free you if you're willing to listen." When life breaks you, it's not trying to end your story. It's asking you to pay attention to it. I remember talking to a woman after one of my talks. She had just lost her job of 20 years. Her whole identity had been built around being successful, being dependable, being someone's favorite employee. And when that was gone, she said to me, "I don't even know who I am anymore." And I looked at her and said, "Maybe that's the point." Because sometimes what feels like the breaking of your life is really the breaking open of your life. We build these shells, made of expectations, approval, control, and fear. We spend years trying to keep them together. But pain, Pain comes in like a truth teller. It cracks the shell, not to destroy you, but to show you what's been living underneath all along. Pain is a teacher. A hard one, yes. But it teaches us to let go of the illusion that we're in control of everything. It teaches us humility, empathy, and presence. When I think back to the most painful seasons of my life, heartbreak, loss, shame, I realize now they were also the moments when I learned the most about love, grace, and surrender. Not because I was strong, but because I was brought to my knees. Pain brings us to a place where pretending is no longer an option. It strips away the layers we've used to protect ourselves. The busy schedules, the fake smiles, the people-pleasing, and it leaves us with what's real, ourselves. And I know that can feel terrifying, but it's also sacred. When you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this pain trying to show me? That's when transformation begins. Maybe it's showing you the places you've neglected. Maybe it's revealing how little grace you've given yourself. Maybe it's calling you to stop living for everyone else and finally start living as you. That's what pain does. It awakens us. It shakes us out of autopilot. It invites us back into our humanity. You don't have to like your pain. You don't have to celebrate it. But you can choose to see it as a doorway, not a death sentence. Because every heartbreak, every betrayal, every loss carries within it a sacred question. What will you do with this? Will you close your heart and become bitter? Or will you open it, even just a little, and let something new grow there? Pain isn't here to destroy you. It's here to break the illusions that keep you small. It's here to bring you home, to the parts of yourself that still need love, still need forgiveness, still need light. So when pain shows up, don't push it away. Breathe, sit with it. Ask it what it's here to teach you. Because if you listen closely, you might hear something extraordinary. You might hear your own soul whispering, this isn't the end. This is where I begin again. We live in a culture that tells us strength is about never breaking, about never showing weakness, about always being polished, poised, and in control. We're told that if we falter, if we cry, if we admit that we're scared or uncertain, we are failing. But real strength, the kind that carries you through life when it breaks you, is not about pretending you're fine. Real strength is showing up even when your heart is trembling. Real strength is taking a step forward, even when you feel like your whole world is crumbling beneath you. I remember a time in my life when I felt completely shattered. I had lost something I never thought I could lose. I was exhausted, broken, and scared. And yet, somehow, I kept moving. I showed up to work. I showed up for my family. I showed up for my friends. And some days, showing up felt like the bravest thing I had ever done. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to feel unsure. It's okay to cry, to scream, to fall apart. Being brave doesn't mean you have no fear. Being brave means you choose to face it anyway. You can be broken and still keep going. You can be hurting and still love. You can be scared and still take the next step. You can be tired and still rise. There's a story I love about a woman who had been through unimaginable loss. She lost her home in a fire, her job in the same year, and nearly lost faith in herself. And yet, day by day, she chose to get out of bed. She chose to look in the mirror and whisper to herself, I will keep going. She wasn't pretending that everything was okay. She was being honest about the fear, the grief, and the exhaustion, and she kept going anyway. That's courage. That's strength. Sometimes we think courage is something we're born with, like a trait you either have or you don't. But courage is a choice. It's the choice to rise again. It's the choice to show up, to speak, to love, to forgive, even when the world has knocked you down. Being broken doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And choosing to be brave in the midst of brokenness, that is what makes you unbreakable. So if your life feels like it's in pieces right now, hear me clearly, you are allowed to feel the weight of it. You are allowed to grieve. You are allowed to doubt. But you are also allowed, right now, in this moment, to rise, to stand tall, to take that first small step, and to whisper to yourself, I may be broken, but I am still brave. I may be scared, but I will keep going. I may be hurting, but I will not give up on myself. Because courage isn't the absence of fear or pain. It's the decision to walk forward anyway, to show up in the messiness of life, exactly as you are. And every step you take in that courage, no matter how small, is a victory. It's a proof that your spirit cannot be crushed, no matter how hard life tries. One of the most dangerous things that happens when life breaks us is that we start to isolate ourselves. We pull back. We stop calling our friends. We stop answering messages. We stop showing up. Because it feels safer to shrink, to hide, to protect the broken pieces inside us from the world. I know that feeling well. I remember sitting in my living room for hours, staring out the window, thinking no one could understand this. No one could possibly get it. And in that isolation, my pain felt heavier. The silence around me became louder than the heartbreak inside me. But here's what I learned. And it's something I want you to hear today. Healing does not happen in isolation. It happens in connection. It happens in the quiet voice that says, I see you. I hear you. You are not alone. It happens when someone sits with you in your grief without trying to fix it. It happens when you allow yourself to be seen, messy, raw, and vulnerable, by someone who loves you enough to stay. There's a story I keep close to my heart. A friend of mine had been through a devastating loss. She had lost her spouse suddenly, and the world seemed to have moved on while she was stuck in grief. She withdrew from everyone. And then one day, a neighbor she barely knew simply knocked on her door, sat down with a cup of tea, and said, I'm here. I don't have to say anything. I just want to sit with you. That small act, just being present, became a lifeline. It reminded her that even in the darkest, most broken moments, she was not alone. We often underestimate the power of presence. We think we have to have the right words, the perfect advice, the solution to someone's pain. But most of the time, the greatest gift we can give and the greatest gift we can receive is simply presence. When life breaks you, it can feel like no one understands. But I promise you, there is strength in reaching out. There is courage in saying, I'm hurting, I need you. There is healing in letting someone see your cracks. Not just your polished, presentable self, but the real, vulnerable, broken you that's still standing. And sometimes all it takes is one person to say, me too. Those two words can save lives. They can remind you that your pain is not unique in the way that isolates you. They can remind you that connection, even in suffering, can create a bridge from despair to hope. So if you're sitting in the wreckage of your life right now, don't retreat too far. Reach out, call a friend, open your heart to someone you trust. Let yourself be seen, because healing, the deep, lasting, transformative healing, doesn't happen in the shadows. It happens when we step into the light together, when we show up for each other, and when we choose connection over isolation, even when it's hard, even when it's messy, even when we feel unworthy. You were never meant to go through the breaking alone, and the people who stand with you, who bear witness to your pain, they are the ones who help you find your way back to life, back to love, back to yourself. Here's the truth I want you to hear clearly: life does not break you to destroy you. I know it feels that way sometimes. When the loss is too deep, when the grief is raw, when the betrayal cuts through every fiber of your being, it can seem like the world is conspiring against you. But what if, just what if, the breaking is not the end of your story? What if it's the beginning of something greater, something stronger, something more beautiful than you could have imagined? I think about the Japanese art of kintsugi. Have you heard of it? It's the art of repairing broken pottery with gold. Instead of hiding the cracks, the artisans emphasize them. They fill the fractures with gold and transform the object into something more precious, more unique, more beautiful because it was broken. That is exactly what life does with us. Our cracks, our scars, our broken places, they are not flaws. They are the gold. They are proof of survival, proof of resilience, proof that we refuse to be defeated. I remember a woman I met who had endured years of emotional abuse. She had been told over and over that she wasn't enough, that she was too sensitive, too weak, too broken. And for years, she believed it. But then, one day, she began to reclaim her story. Piece by piece, she confronted the pain, embraced the parts of herself she had hidden, and slowly, beautifully, she became whole again, not in spite of her brokenness, but because of it. Her cracks became her strength. Her scars became her wisdom. Her pain became her power. That's the lesson we need to hear. What feels like the end of the world is often the very thing that shapes us into who we are meant to be. The heartbreak, the loss, the betrayal, the failure, they are not permanent stops on the road. They are signposts pointing to transformation. They are the soil where resilience grows, courage takes root, and love blooms anew. Your breakthrough is hidden in the breaking. Your growth is seated in your grief. Your strength is forged in the fire of your trials. And one of the most miraculous things about being broken is that it teaches you something no success ever could. It teaches you empathy. It teaches you compassion. It teaches you to see the value in yourself and in others in a way that only those who have suffered deeply can understand. So, if you are standing in the wreckage of your life right now, take a deep breath and hear me say this: you are not ruined. You are not defeated. You are being prepared. The life you thought was over is actually the beginning of something extraordinary. The pieces you think are shattered are the pieces that will make you radiant, whole, and unbreakable. And when you finally see the gold in your cracks, when you finally feel the strength you never knew you had, when you finally rise from the pain, you will know, without a shadow of a doubt, that life didn't break you to stop you. It broke you to reveal you, to make you luminous, to make you unstoppable, to make you unbroken. When life breaks you, don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Let it break you open to love, to truth, to grace. Because sometimes the only way to discover who you really are is through the pieces that refuse to fit back the way they used to. And that is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your becoming.